Hi and welcome back to the Greg Compound. I'm going to show you again a different video this time on using an electric knife to fillet fish. Didn't really like the results of the last one, and since then I've picked up a brand new Mr. Twister Electric Fisherman. This is one of the best electric fillet knives you could get. I picked up this one at Surfside Bait and Tackle in Mechanicsville. My buddy Rob over there runs that place, and he had these things on sale for $9.99. I don't know if they're still there for that, but that's a killer deal on this knife. I had one once before for about 20 years. Had it so long it burned up. Replaced it with another brand that I never was really happy with, so I'm glad to have another one of these, and I'm going to show you why. As you can see, we got a small little cooler of fish here. I don't know how many croaker we got today, but we had a very good day, and we have a lot of fish to clean, and that's where the electric knife really comes in handy. So, get out one of these little guys. How big are those croakers? Let's find out. This one is right at 14 3/4 inches long. Not too bad. Alright. So we got our knife plugged in. Now the first thing I like to do is I like to cut the bellies out for flounder bait. I do this on all my croaker, and I got a couple friends of mine that will share it with me. Cut that right out. We'll separate the junk later. Now, what you want to do, you want to come in underneath this fin and get on this angle. You want to get all that shoulder meat you can on there. And just cut that right down to the spine. The blade will stop. You'll feel it. You'll get used to feeling it. And then flatten the blade out and just run it right down the spine, cutting through the ribs all the way to just short of the tail. Guts got a hold of that blade that time. Alright. So you got your fillet. I don't cut it all the way through. Some people do, but then you have to fight it to hold the fillet. If you leave it attached to the fish, this works a whole lot better. You just slip your blade right down there between the meat and the skin. You can see you don't lose anything like that. No scaling, no gutting, none of that mess. Flip the fish over, do the other side. That out the way. There you go. And that's the first fish fillet. Now we like to cut the bones out. For this, just find your ribs and slide the blade in right behind it. I cut on an angle so I don't lose a lot of that meat. And then right in here on a croaker, there's another row of bones. Right in there. There's some little bones in there. And I like to cut those pin bones out. You do that on an angle too. Do just that one right. And there's your fillet. Skin, scaled. If you miss a piece, just get it. No big deal. Skin, scaled, ready to cook. No bones. Do the other one the same way. There you go. All done. Let's do one more. Alright, so I'm going to show you this again. First thing we do, cut the belly out for flounder bait. Those are great chunks of flounder bait too. Behind the fin, around the gills. Flatten the blade out. Through the ribs, riding right down the spine. Flip it, skin it. Now what I'm doing, I'm holding just a little bit of an angle on this blade. And these are good, thin, flexible blades, so they do a real good job of that. You see it gets real close. Now if you miss a little teeny bit, like right here, okay, just take your other knife, take that right off. Okay, now, do the other side. Flip it, skin it, one part for scrap bucket, cut your ribs out, now I really do like to use a regular fillet knife for this part. Where you miss and get a little fin bones, you want to slide that knife right up underneath those fin bones and just take that piece right out without losing any meat. Then you don't have to worry about choking on those things. And these little pin bones that I was showing you earlier, right there you can see them. There's a little line of them. And what you do is get right above them on the angle and just kind of slide the knife right down the bones on the top. And on the bottom, cut this little piece of meat out. Just one little piece won't hurt nothing. Feel around with your knife when you're trying to get a boneless fillet and let the knife follow the bones. Slippery little rascal. Come back here. There you go. Now all the bones are out of that fillet. It's ready to cook. You lose one little sliver of meat, it's full of bones anyway. Do the other one. Just feel them, find them with your finger. Now this takes a little longer to get a completely boneless fillet, but we think it's worth it. Nobody here really likes the bones in the fish. And I know some of you cut the head off and the tail and gut it. No, we like fillets. So there you go. There's first few fillets. You can get through the whole batch of fish real quick with that electric knife. That is the best electric knife you can get right there. Mr. Twister Electric Fisherman. If you're in Mechanicsville or Richmond area, go by Surfside Bait and Tackle. See if they have one. Alright, we're going to do this again. First things first, get my flounder bait. Ribs out, and our little bones right there. Now, every fish doesn't have these, but any fish you're cleaning, if you'll feel around with your fingers a little bit, you'll find bones if you need to cut them out. Last one. And there you go. So there's one fish real time, pretty quick. Okay, so that's how you use the Mr. Twister Electric Fisherman. Pretty much any other electric fillet knife, but I'm partial to this one. It's real easy to use, very easy to get used to. Give yourself a chance to learn how to use one of these things when you get it. It's not going to be real easy the first time you do it, but you'll get the hang of it. Give it a try. Go buy Surfside Bait and Tackle. While you're here, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Check out some of my other videos, and we'll see you next time.